Everyone, welcome back to my channel, Watcher of the Forest. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing great. Thank you so much to everyone who has liked, subscribed, and left comments. Love you guys. Thank you so much to my angels and ancestors and spirit guides, known and unknown. Thank you so much for your guidance and protection in every realm. Okay, collective, let's get into a reading for you, okay? I'm going to start with these cards. Okay. I don't know what the title is going to be yet, but I think it's going to be something like, people treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. Isn't that so true? People do treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. Okay, the first card we got was letting go. I release my worries into divine hands and welcome inner peace, trusting that all is aligned for my highest good. I know angels are guiding me through any challenges. Letting go opens the path to something even greater. That's beautiful. Thank you, spiritual team. People treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. You know, sometimes, say you're a good person, right? Sometimes you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, right? And you're going into the grocery store. It's the scenario my spirit guides are giving me. And you go into the grocery store and you run into a belligerent person, right? So, and maybe they're attacking you in words, right? Just screaming out all these obscenities. So people treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. So that person must feel, like they loathe themselves and hate themselves, and has absolutely nothing to do with you. You are just, maybe you were at the right place at the wrong time, right? You are just the collateral damage that this person was projecting their energy onto you, right? So people treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. It really has nothing to do with the other person. Absolutely nothing to do with the other person. It has everything to do with the person that feels like they hate themselves, right? And they're projecting that energy to the person who maybe is happy, right? Such as my case. My mother treated me really bad in my childhood. So people treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. I know that my mother hated herself. And so, she project that energy towards me, right? Yes, so the next card is Beyond Limitations. I transcend my own expectations and open my consciousness to the infinite. There are no limits, only endless possibilities unfolding in the present moment. By releasing the barriers created by my beliefs and fears, I expand my perspective and embrace new horizons. I am open to new possibilities. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, so it's really important not to take on the energies, right? That, like, my mother was projecting onto me, all this abuse, right? And here I was, what do they have now? They have these, imagine you're, hating on me and I'm just over here eating a chocolate bar, right? I mean, seriously, I was a very happy child, right? Happy within an abusive dynamic relationship with my mother. It sounds like an oxymoron right now when I say it, right? But I was always happy and smiling even though I was being abused, right? So it's imperative not to take on the person who's projecting their energy towards you. Don't take that on. It has absolutely nothing to do with you, right? Absolutely nothing to do with you. So people treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. I knew as a child that I was the collateral damage, that she projected all of her hate and anger and despair and sadness and, just abuse. I was the brunt of it, every day. So you just have to stay who you are, right? And I knew, even as a child, in my soul, I was beautiful and happy, right? And I knew that I was never, ever, ever going to let her bring me down. And I still have yet to let her bring me down, right? So you just need to know who you are within yourself and just understand that no, you don't deserve the energy that someone is, projecting at you if it's negative energy, right? And you have to understand that this person, whoever it is, whatever title they have in your life, right? It doesn't matter who they are, shouldn't be doing that to you, but they are, right? So you have a choice. You can either accept it, you can accept the bad behavior that, in the bad energy, you can accept that, right? And I think that if you accept it, you're going to turn bitter, right? Because the person who projects that negative energy towards you is bitter, right? Does not like themselves, hates themselves, just all these negative aspects, right? And if you don't take it on, like I never took it on, I just boomeranged it right back to her, return to sender all the time, return to sender, right? So yeah, I'm still very happy, right? And I don't know, just don't take on that person's negative energies coming at you. Just recognize that it has absolutely nothing to do with you. Okay, absolutely nothing to do with you. Okay, that person needs to go and heal themselves. I'm seriously, right? So the next card we have is Heart's Vision. With the eyes of my heart, I see the true beauty in everyone I meet. I look beyond the surface, focusing on the energy of love within. I am filled with awe at the presence of God in each of us. The eyes of the heart allow me to witness the divine shining in all. That's a beautiful card. Goes right along with this reading. People treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. Yeah, everyone does have true beauty within themselves, right? And I think the people who don't see it are the people who are abusive, right? Because they absolutely hate themselves already, and they want to project that onto you. But just know that it has absolutely nothing to do with you. It never does, and it never will. Even if someone is screaming at you, you made me do this. No, you didn't. It's their choice, right? We all have choices, right? Or if they say something like, it's your fault. No, it's not. And if you've ever grown up with a narcissistic parent, such as my mother was, right, and still is, when they say it's your fault, I'm blaming you for that. If you are the scapegoat, such as I was in my family, the scapegoat blamed for everything. I knew it even as a young child. It was never my fault, and it never was, and it still never is, right? It's something that someone who absolutely cannot stand themselves, has a lot of growing up to do within themselves, right? Such as my mother does. She has to grow up. She's still in her little, I want to say childhood, right? And yes, a lot of bad things happen to people in their childhood, but you have two choices. You can wallow in that for the rest of your life and let that be your signature, right? Like you play the victim for everything, blame everyone else, but you play the victim, right? Such as the role of a lot of people play that role. Or you can rise above that and think, yeah, I'm not going to absorb their energy. I'm not going to take that on. I'm going to go and heal myself from, anything that hurt me, right? And then I'm going to lead my life, right? With love and happiness and God, right? So people will treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. Just remember that. If you ever come across anyone who's hurting you, saying it's your fault, just remember in the back of your mind, it's not your fault. It has everything to do with that person projecting their energy onto you, right? And it's your choice if you want to take it and absorb it, or if you want to send it right back. You can just say, even out loud or in your mind, I return this energy to you, return to sender, right? And it will just bounce right off you and go right back to that person who was throwing it to you in the first place, right? So that's your choice. The next card we have is fulfillment. True emotional satisfaction comes from within. Your happiness is not dependent on external factors. External factors. Acknowledge what is already fulfilling in your life. Find joy in the present moment. Yeah, just find joy in your present moment, right? Don't let someone else project how they feel about themselves, right? People treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. You know, you can come across someone who's happy and just filled with joy and just loves life, and how are they going to project to you? You know, happy, positive energy, right? Yeah, it's either negative energy or positive energy. So people treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. Elevation. You are rising to a higher state of being. A new level of consciousness is within reach. Expand your awareness through learning, meditation, or connecting with higher wisdom. Yeah, there's wisdom in everything, right? Everything. There is some sort of wisdom in everything. And that wisdom, you know, is absorbed by your soul and just remains there, right? Remains in your soul. Once you learn a lesson, it's gone, and then a new lesson comes on, right? 3:13 on the timer. So people treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. Soulmate bond. When you know, you just know. The soulmate connection is deep and real. This is that no explanation needed kind of love. This is that no explanation needed kind of love. Well, I hope whoever is sending you that soulmate bond is people treat you exactly how they feel about themselves, is treating you with kindness and love and support, right? And joy. 234 on the timer. So yeah, that was a good reading. People treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. So again, if you have any negative, hurtful, painful energy coming at you, just realize it has absolutely nothing to do with you. No matter if they say, you made me do this, it's your fault, I'm blaming you. You know, if you're the scapegoat of your family, such as I was also, just realize that it has absolutely nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you, and all about the person who's spewing this negative anger, anger energy towards you. Okay, it's theirs to deal with. It has nothing to do with you. Okay, absolutely nothing. But I hope that I hope that you just attract people who, you know, are bringing you joy and happiness and love. It is okay to express my emotions and give myself permission to deeply feel and heal. Yes, it is. It is okay to express your emotions. You know, like if you're living in a narcissistic household and, you know, your parent is freaking toxic, right? They never want you to express your emotions, do they? Because people treat you exactly how they feel about themselves. You know, with a narcissistic parent, it's like, it's okay for them to project their emotions, right, towards you. But, you know, it's never okay for you to do it, right? So, you know, it is okay to express my emotions and give myself permission to deeply feel. Yes, deeply feel how you're feeling at that moment, right? And heal it. You know, if you can heal it right then and there, that's wonderful. If you can journal it, write it down, you know, write down how you're feeling, how that person made you feel, and then close out that cycle, right? Heal from it, close it out, open up a new cycle for yourself. Has nothing to do with the other person who's negative and toxic. Absolutely nothing to do with them, right? Even if you have to open up and, I'm going to say close out cycles and open up new cycles, you know, 50 times a day, at least you're healing every day, right? I wish I'd known that in my childhood, but, no one talked about it back then. So anyways, I hope this helps someone. And if you want to write down in the comments your experience with a toxic person, let me know. I would love to hear from you, okay? So I hope this helped, and I will see you on the next one.